All right. So last time we have covered scene 1 and scene 2. So today we are going to start with scene 3, right? So
Yes.
now it is scene 3. Enter Ferdinand, Duchess, Cardinal, and Crayola. So now there is a first dialogue of Cardinal. He says, "We are to part from you, and your own discretion must now be your director." So this is a conversation between Cardinal Ferdinand and Duchess. Both the brothers, they are speaking to the Duchess, and they are, instructing her that and giving her a kind of warning, like she should not, be married again. So now he's saying, here you can see discretion. You can say like he's talking about her will or wisdom. He's talking now, it's on you, that what are you going to decide. He is giving her a kind of choice. He's giving her margin of having a choice, like it's on you, that what are you going to decide about yourself. Now Ferdinand says, "You are a widow. You know already what man is, and therefore let not use high promotion and eloquence." Right? Now he is again a kind of warning, uh, uh, right? And he's saying that she should be aware of the man's intentions, like what are the man's intentions about the widows. He is, reiterating his position um, on regarding her marriage. Okay, then it is Cardinal. He says, "No, nor anything without the addition, honor, sway your blood." Right? He wants to say that nothing should um, be, nothing should attract you. And the word which he is using here, like high blood, he's talking about his noble family, uh, that you should not marry to anyone. He wants to say that, okay, if you want to marry, so you should not marry with anyone other than from a noble family, from a royal family. That is what he wants to say here. Okay, then it is Ferdinand. "Marry, they are most luxurious, will wed twice." Now again, the same thing. Whatever the cardinal said here, so Ferdinand is also repeating the same thing. That uh, so if you want to marry, so you should marry with the luxurious, those who have a lot of money, and they will be ready. They will be ready to marry twice. If they are married once, so they will be married again. So this is what he wants to say, that the first thing is that you should not marry, but if you want to get married, so you should be, you should marry with someone who is rich or who belongs to a royal family. Now Cardinal, he says, like, "Oh, phi." Phi is a kind of, you can in translate is like disgusting. Okay, Ferdinand, "Their livers are more spotted than Laban's sheep." Right? Now he is just making, giving the details of these rich people, like their livers. Liver is something, the word which is indicating here the passion, right? So their livers are more spotted than Laban's sheep. Now what is Laban's sheep? I have given in the given here the description of the Laban's sheep. It is a kind of Laban, he's a person from history, and it's a kind of biblical reference. Okay, you can see here, but we are not going into the detail. But it's a biblical reference. Given here that their livers, those who are rich, they are more passionate of marrying again. So this is what he wants to say here. Then, Duchess, diamonds are of most value, they say, that have passed through most jewelers' hands, right? So she wants to say that, as he was saying, that the rich people, they are more passionate, are they will marry you if you want to. But here, the Duchess, she is giving her own, point of view, and she doesn't agree with Ferdinand, and diamond are of most value. So it's a kind of simile here, like she's comparing the people with, there are some people who are as precious as diamonds. And here you can say that, because he was talking about rich people are those only who have money. But here diamonds, she can mean by diamonds like those who are good in character, right? So she says those who are good in character, they have the most value. She is focusing on character, Ferdinand is focusing on money, right? And by this line they say they have passed through most jewelers hands. So it means that they have a lot of experience, they know a lot about the world. So that is what she wants to say, that they are more precious because they have a lot of knowledge about the world. They have a lot of experience, they know everything. She is focusing on their character only. Now, and Ferdinand, like, wars by that rule are precious. Now, this is a kind of disgusting, a kind of, offensive comparison. As she said that diamonds are of most value, she said diamonds are of most value. Now, he is comparing with the wars. Wars, you call, in simple words, you can call sex workers prostitutes, right? So he is just, in order to oppose her, so he's just giving a kind of offensive, a kind of, disgusting words here, kind of comparison. Then that is, you will hear me. So she's saying that, will you hear me, after hearing this. So she just want to get rid of such rubbish things. So she's just saying that, will you hear me? And she says categorically, like, I'll never marry. She just wants to get rid of whatever the rubbish going on. So she says that, I'll never marry. So by these words she just want to say that, she want to tell them um, that she's, not going to marry. So then cardinal. So most widows say, but commonly the emotion lasts no longer than the turning of an hourglass, the funeral sermon, and it end both together, right? Now this is something he is, these words showing kind of doubts, on Duchess' thoughts, as she says that, I'll not marry, but he doubts on her intentions, right? So he says, like Cardinal says, like, these are the things which are said by most of the widows, like everyone says like this, that, but their resolve, here motion, the word motion shows the, here you can see resolve. So but their resolve doesn't last longer. So and then the turning of an hourglass, the funeral sermon, and both, he wants to say, like, when their, husbands, they die, and they are widows, they just, their relationship, the relationship of a husband and wife, it also dies with them there. Then there is Ferdinand. Now hear me. You live in a rank pasture. Here in the court, there's a kind of honeydew that is deadly. It will poison your fame. Look to it. But be not cunning, for they whose faces to belie their hearts are witches ere they arrive at 20 years. I and give the devil suck, right? So with these words, he wants to say like you are living in a corrupt society, you are living in a corrupt environment, and you cannot believe on people's face. Like he's a kind of warning her against the deceptive nature of men. Like he wants to say that the society, the environment in which you are living, so that is deceptive. You cannot believe on the faces of the people that whether they are good or not. Belie something which is on the surface, but there can be something else in their hearts. So that can be, that can be poisonous, that can destroy your reputation. Then it's duchess. This is terrible good counsel, right? Now here you can see the choice of the words. Like, at one side she's saying good counsel, then she's also using the word terrible. So this is terrible good counsel. A kind of sense of humor, the choice of the words. Okay, now it's Ferdinand. Hypocrisy is woven of a fine small thread, subtler than Vulcan's engine. Yet believe it, your darkest actions, nay, your private thoughts, will come to light. Here, he wants to say, like, he's saying that when you are hypocrite, so you want to hide things, but he is here given this reference, Vulcan's engine, right? So this is a kind of reference, a kind of historical reference. Vulcan was a person who it is written here like he was a person who uh, give the punishment to his wife because she uh, deceived him. So that is how he's giving the reference of Vulcan, and he's calling that net. He traps his wife in a net with her lover. So he is calling that net as Vulcan's engine. So he's saying that this hypocrisy is kind of is so thin, or it is hidden, but he's saying that this but your actions, when you do something, so your actions show everything, not your thoughts. So here your action will speak your thoughts. Whatever is in your heart, whatever is in your mind, it is going to be to come out through your actions, whatever you are going to do. Because they are reiterating on these things. Both the brothers, they are again and again saying her, giving her warnings, threats, a kind of, you can call it a kind of, they are directing her, uh, because they are doubting her intentions, they are doubting their sister's intentions. So now, Cardinal, you may flatter yourself and take your own choice, privately be married under the eaves of night, right? So he, by basically by these lines, he means that you can deceive yourself, but not others. You can deceive yourself by marrying privately, but you cannot deceive others. As he was saying, like if you are going to do such things, so it is going to come in front of people. Then, okay, Ferdinand, think the best voyage that ever you made, like the irregular crab, which, though it goes backward, thinks that it goes right, but it goes its own way. Sorry, because it goes its own way. But observe, such weddings may more properly be said to be executed than celebrated. Right now, from these all lines, this is Ferdinand. He's saying, like, whatever the decision you are going to make, so you should think on it before taking any action. So, and he's saying that sometimes you think that you are right, whatever the decision you are going to make, you think that that is a right decision, but you take yourself backward in a sense that he's saying, as we saw that he was continuously focusing on richness, on money. So he says that, okay, if you want to marry, so marry with in a royal family with a rich person, but don't go backward, or your decision can take you backward in a sense that you can lose your own, whatever the position you have in royalty, you can lose him in that thing. So he wants to say that take a voyage, take that path which is which is a right path. And he is giving here the example, or he's comparing with the crab, like, sometimes you think that you are right, uh, but in actual you are not right. You think that you are going in a right path, but you are going backward. And then because it goes it's uh, okay, but observe such weddings. And then here he wants to say that such weddings, when you go with such weddings, these doesn't become successful. And here by these lines he want to say that such weddings should be executed, call it, these should be mourned, not celebrated. Okay, such weddings which you decide, or which you according to your own will, and you think you are right, but you are in actual you're not right. So at the end, what you are going, at the end it will be a kind of, it should be like kind of execution, is something, indicating towards death. Okay. Okay, then cardinal, the marriage night is the entrance into some prison. So a kind of continuation of Ferdinand's dialogue. So he says that that marriage night is equal to, or that marriage is equal to prison, as you have imprisoned yourself. Ferdinand, and those joys, those lustful players are like heavy sleeps which do for man's mischief. And he says that moments of joys, of a few moments of joys, they actually result into something misfortune. Okay, then Cardinal, fare ye well. Okay, live a happy life. Wisdom begins at the end. Remember it. So he's telling you that, think before doing taking any decision. Okay, now he is leaving that scene. He's leaving the place. Okay, Duchess. I think this speech between you both was studied. It came so round you off. Now, she has already heard a lot from her brothers. So, a kind of, uh, he has become bored of these all things, listening again and again these all things. So she's saying that, I have, heard both of you, and she just want to show that I have become satisfied with whatever you have said. Like she's giving a hint, like I agree with you people. Then Ferdinand, you're my sister. This was my father's poniard. Do you see? I'd be loath to see it look rusty, cause it was his. I would have you give over these chargeable rebels. A visor and a mask are whispering rooms that were never built for goodness. Fare ye well. Okay, and this is the continuation. And beware that part which, like the lamprey, has never a bone in it. Okay, so now, yeah, he is in these words. If you see these words, like you're my sister, this was my father's farmyard. Do you see? I'd be loath to see it look rusty because it was his. So in these lines, he is just giving her direct threat. He is showing her dagger, his father's dagger, and he's saying that I'd be loath to see it look rusty because it was. He's saying that I'll hate to see the dagger rusty, call it like bloody, having the color of blood. Actually he just is indicating, like, if you are uh, uh, if you are going to do what we are forbidding you, so that can result in your death. So this was a kind of direct threat. He was showing her the dagger, and he was talking like, I hate to look at like bloody, to have to see it, to see that dagger having a red color on it. So it means he is just indicating that she can be killed if she is not going to obey him. And then again he's giving her few kind of guidelines. I would have you give over these chargeable rebels. So by these chargeable rebels, he wants to say that uh, parties, like leave these parties or leave the gatherings. So I would have you give over these chargeable rebels a visor and a mask of whispering rooms that were never built for goodness. Fare ye well. So he wants to say that leave these all gatherings, and the visor uh, give it the meaning of like glasses and mask. These both things are something which are used to cover something. So he is saying that these things are your participation in these things. These are, you don't think that you can cover something wrong, with the by or by going there, or you can do something wrong by participating there. So he just basically, the very simplest meaning will be like, don't go into the gatherings. And then he just says that fare ye well. Okay, and then here again he is these two lines, these are kind of offensive words, are a kind of, here you can see the exact meaning of the word lamprey. It's actually a kind of animal, but here it is indicating towards the sexual parts of a man. So a kind of offensive words he is using here. Okay, so okay, so how will we summarize this? This is a kind of, leave these all parties, don't go into the gatherings of them, of the man. And then he is just saying that fare ye well, he's leaving. Okay, that is fire, sir. So she is feeling just, this was a kind of disgusting thing. Ferdinand. Nay, I mean the tongue variety of courtship. Courtship, call it love affair. Okay, so I mean the tongue variety of courtship. What cannot a neat knave with a smooth tail make a woman believe? Farewell, lusty widow. So again, he's saying that I've, no, whatever the words he used in the very first here in his previous, here, whatever the words he used there. So now he's saying, no, I didn't mean that. I just wanted to say that, you should be aware the people are, they can deceive you through their tongues, by telling lie to you or something, in a kind of any kind of deception. So be aware of these all things. And then he's just leaving a farewell, lusty widow. With these words, he leaves that place. Okay. Now, exit Ferdinand. Now, most of the dialogue there will be between Duchess and Antonio. So, Duchess, when both of her brothers they leave, now she is like, shall this move me? If all my royal kindred lay in my way unto this marriage, I'd make them my low footsteps. And even now, even in this hate, is man in some great battles. Uh, okay, by apprehending danger, have achieved almost impossible actions. I have heard soldiers say so. So I through frights and threatenings will essay this dangerous venture. Let old wives report. I went and chose a husband, Crayola. To thine own secrecy I have given up more than my life, my fame. So here, this is the question she asks herself. So shall this, she was just recalling all the threats, all the things, the warnings which were given to her by her brothers. So she's saying, shall this move me? So, will these things stop me? Okay. uh, that And then she says that if all my royal kindred lay in my way unto this marriage, I'd make them my low foot. And then she kind of showing a kind of determination, like whatever they are going to say, but she is going to marry. Okay. And even now, even in this hate, as men in some great battles, by apprehending danger, have achieved almost impossible actions. I've heard soldiers say so. So I, through frights and threatenings, will essay this dangerous venture till here. In these lines, she's saying that whatever, the consequences are, but I'm going to take that path. She says that, here she is giving the examples of battles and soldiers, like she wants to say that even the soldiers on the battles have achieved what they could not, or what it seemed impossible, but they did it. So she knows that this is something dangerous, but she is determined to, uh, as she says that, here, this dangerous venture. She's determined to go on this with this venture. Now she says that let old wives report. I went and chose a husband. So she's saying let people, uh, talk or say whatever they want to, but I will, but I have chosen a husband. This is what she's telling to Crayola. Let old wives report. I went and chose a husband, Crayola. So she's saying to Crayola, to thine own secrecy, I've given up more than my life. So she's saying that you are, aware of it, and you know my secrets, and you should know that for this action, whatever I'm going to take, I have, given my life, my life can be at risk, and my fame can be at risk. So this is what she wants to say, that by taking this action, my life and fame both can be, in danger. Crayola, both shall be safe. So she is wishing her, both shall be safe. For I'll conceal the secret from the world, as verily as those that trade in poison keep poison from the children. So Kerala wants to say that I'll keep your secret as secret, and I'm not going to tell anyone, and I'll hide it like as a mother. She conceals the, she takes whatever, she conceals are the word she's using, poison, as verily as those that trade in poison keep poison from their children. So as mothers or parents, they save their children from dangerous things. So just like them, I'm going to save you, whether it is coming on my own life. So Crayola saying whether it is coming on my own life, but I am, at every cost, I'm going to not tell this secret of yours. Then Duchess, thy prostration is ingenious and hearty. I believe it. Okay, so now Duchess say, I believe on you, on you, whatever you are saying, I believe on this thing. Is Antonio come? She asked Crayola that. Is Antonio come? Crayola, he attends you. Duchess, good dear soul, leave me, but place thyself behind the arras, where thou mayst hear us, overhear us. Okay, now she is saying to the Crayola that go behind the curtains. Um, okay, from where you can, you can listen us. And here she says that wish me good speed, for I'm going into a wilderness where I shall find no path nor friendly clue to be my guide. So she just Duchess is saying to Caraella that pray for me that I'm, going on such a path that is, um, as it was a kind of dangerous path where there is no, there is no friend, or there is no support with me on this. Actually he wants to, he had decided to woo Antonio, and to convince him for marriage, but she know that she hasn't got the support of her brothers. Okay. Okay. Exit Crayola, enter Antonio. So Crayola is leaving the place and Antonio enters there. Antonio, mm, here. I sent for you. Sit down. Take pen and ink and write. Are you ready? So this is what Duchess is saying to Antonio. So she's just saying to sit down and start writing. Antonio, yes. Duchess, what did I say? She's again repeating. Antonio, that I should write somewhat. Duchess, oh, I remember. After these triumphs and this large expense, so she's indicating that they are going to write something about the expenditure. It's fit, like thrifty husbands, we inquire what's led up for tomorrow. So she just wants to say that after a lot of expenditure, I'm inquiring you, or I'm just doing the job of, the people are the stewards too. Like we should know about, the expenditure, that what is there for tomorrow means, for future, or she's talking about the overall budget. Antonio. So please, your beauteous excellence, Duchess. Beauteous. Okay. So she is just focusing on the word, the compliment he has given to her. Indeed, I thank you. I look young for your sake. You have taken my care upon you. So she just says that, I look young, r you take care of me. So she's just thanking him that, you take care of me as a steward of the house, like you have taken my responsibilities. Antonio, I'll fetch your grace. the particulars of your revenue and expense. Now he's saying, like, come to the things which we were discussing, the revenue and the expense. That is, oh, you are an upright treasurer, but you mistook. For when I said I meant to make an inquiry, what's led up for tomorrow, I didn't mean what's led up yonder for me. So here she wants to say that, first she is just praising him that you are an upright treasurer, because he just focuses on his work. So but she's saying that you mistook me, I wasn't talking about the expenditure. I just I just wanted to know, I just wanted to say that, for when I said I meant to make an inquiry, what's led up for tomorrow, I didn't mean, okay, what is there for, what is lying in future for me, what she is just talking about her future. She is just posing a question, like, what is there for me, or how will be my future, something like that. Antonio, like, where? Antonio is asking where, you are talking about what and where. And then, that is in heaven. Again, she is not coming to a direct, whatever she wanted to say. Actually, she wanted to propose him, but she's not coming directly. She is just uh, going on moving on different, she's just discussing different topics. So in heaven, I'm making my will. So actually now here, she showed that she wanted to talk about the expenditure. Now she's saying, like, I want to make a will. So I'm making my will as this wit princess should, in perfect memory. And I pray, sir, tell me, for not one better make it smiling thus, then in deep groans and terrible ghastly looks, as if the gifts we parted with procured their violent distraction. So by these lines, she wants to say that I am going to do my will, like when I'm going to die. And she's saying that, is it not a good thing that you should make your will when you are in your conscious, when you are, you are in your good health, instead of making the will when you are at the end of your, at the end of your life, you are going to die. So instead of making, the words she's using here, deep crowns and terrible ghastly looks, so instead of making your will at the time when you are leaving the world, so it is a good thing that whatever procured, whatever the things we are having, uh, uh, uh right, so we should make a will on time. Okay, Antonio. Oh, much better, Duchess. If I had a husband now, this care were quit. But I intend to make you overseer. What good deed shall we first remember? Say, Duchess. She's just indicating, she's just hinting, like, if I had a husband, so I would not have worry of doing these all things. And now then she's saying, but it's okay. You are my supervisor. I'm going to give you, I'm going to make you my supervisor. So you are going to see these all things. And then she's saying that, from where should we start? Okay, now Antonio begins. Okay, Antonio, begin with that first good deed begun in the world. After man's creation, the sacrament of marriage, I'd have you first provide for a good husband, give him all. So he's saying that,